All right, everyone. Welcome back to another season of the Throne Bros podcast. Um, I am Nando, and with me, as always, is the 3 Hour Raven. What's up,
Welcome back,
Al?
guys. Welcome back. We are back again for season two. Three Eyed Raven is present. Hello to our fans all over the world, wherever
He,
you may be.
he is present. He is present, guys. Um, 3 Hour Raven. Today, we're gonna do a little preview of it starts tomorrow. Uh, season two, the long awaited. It's been almost 2 years since we watched the show. You watched us. Well, not watched us because we're introducing video for the first time. Last time it was just audio, but you can follow us here and see the 3 Eye Raven in person. See me live. But where we left off last season, obviously we knew war was coming. There was a split in the Targaryen dynasty, as they like to say. Um, there was a split, obviously, with Rhaenyra wanting her claim, her and Daemon, and the sides were chosen, basically, you could say, because we had the final episode was when with the dragon, right, in the scepter, like it came up from the thing. That was the final, I think.
Well, the way that it ended, it was, you know, uh, Luke ended up dying
Okay,
because of
yeah,
Vagar, and then what's it called? Got the news. Rhaenyra got the news that he died. I
okay,
mean, I'm pretty sure that's how it ended.
yeah. So yeah, this means war for sure. So this is what we've been getting teased with in the shorts, in the previews, and the little um obviously as the preview stated, some of the previews, some of the quick teasers as they like to call them, it is they're basically their sides, black and green, right?
Yep, black and
Black and
green.
green. Obviously, the green side is Allison and her boys, and then Team Black is Rhaenyra, Damon, and the other family. you
Yep.
know, the rest of the family. So there's a split in the dynasty. I mean, I think you could say the people kind of know if the fans of it kind of know, like in a way, how this is gonna end. But 3 Eye Raven, how do you see this going without giving too much away? What do we look
Yeah.
forward to this season? I guess.
So pretty much the book lovers of the story pretty much know where it's going with this. Now it's gonna be a crazy how do I put this? It's gonna be a crazy season. You know, uh, I think personally this might be one of the most action packed seasons in the Game of Thrones world. I can see it, being up there like one of the best seasons like ever. Like that's how much, action we might see in this season.
Yeah, it seems like it. I know it's just previews, and we know how previews work. They put the exciting stuff in it. We've been tricked so many times with movies, and how you know they put the exciting stuff in the teaser, in the preview, and all that. And then you get there, and then it's not really that great. But I think so too, because this is a war that's going on. Maybe like maybe this first episode tomorrow might be a little slow at the beginning because there might be a lot of talking or whatever, or mourning, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're coming out the gate, and first scene is a dragon just flaming somebody. I don't know,
Nah, I
flaming.
mean, I don't know. I don't know if it'll start off, that crazy, but I think it's gonna be some plotting. going on in the first episode. Now, uh, since Rhaenyra got the news, uh, hey, anything can happen at that moment. But I do believe they'll probably show uh, Jace over at the Erie because he got sent off to do his part of the sending the message off. So we'll probably see a little bit of that. And Damon, he's supposed to be going off to Harrenhal. That's where they want to like make the base for their war. So they're probably gonna show a little bit of that. But after that, it might get a little crazy.
Yes. Hopefully, we'll see. Is that why? Just getting ahead of himself. Is that why? Like, I mean, are we gonna see Harrenhal here in like his form? Because there's always been rumors in the other show that like Harrenhal was like this big, like really nice castle or whatever. You think we'll see that? Like,
Well, I think Harrenhal might be already fucked up like by the Dragons Empire.
yeah,
but uh but yeah, I think we'll definitely see more of Harrenhal this time around when they when they
set up
because
camp.
Damon's probably gonna take over because it is being held by you know well, I don't want to give it away, but it is being held by family of you know the Greens.
Yeah,
So so but I think Harrenhal's already been fucked up by the dragons.
but Harrenhal is, I think, obviously, is if we look at the map, I think Harrenhal is a great place to set up because it's in kind of the middle.
Yeah,
So that's a smart move by them to try to set up there.
yeah.
Obviously, they have we don't know who has the support of who yet because that hasn't gone into play. Like they haven't really brought up much of the houses last like the first season too much. Like I know they did. There was a couple of
Oh
the
yeah, when they
houses,
were
but
trying to gather like the council or whatever, trying to see
yeah,
who's on each side. Yeah, well, I think the first episode is gonna show a lot of that. Like I said, with Jace like going off to get people, because he's gonna stop at the Erie, he's gonna stop at Winterfell,
yeah,
and
he
I
went
think
north.
he's just,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think he's also stopping at White Harbor. Uh, so we're going to see part of that, and then the other part is Aegon trying to get his final banners rounded up. So I think yeah, the first episode might show a little bit of that.
The gathering of the troops,
Yeah.
the setting up of what's going to happen. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that yeah, that well, I agree with you. I think we're gonna see a lot of the action because I do think most of the season is gonna be the action, and then like hopefully there is another season. They'll stretch it out to not to battle, but like the aftermath, and then we'll see what they we were talking about this off screen. What they're gonna do, like which direction, if there's gonna be a time jump, if we're gonna just get um as much closer. I think it's just us hoping as fans of the books, the show, hoping that it gets us as close to Game of Thrones as we could, like the main story. Obviously this is a prequel, and there's been rumors about other shows, and I don't know how true they are until like I see the announcement. Because and that might be just I don't know HBO or Warner Bros, whatever, trying to make money off of how successful the series was to begin with. And they're just like, hey, like we kind of need something. So they're pushing some things. But a lot of rumors on shows, but everything, I mean, one of the rumors I heard was kind of like I don't know if it was like what following what John's doing now, I guess. Like after
Oh yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah.
went off,
I did see
something like
something
that.
about that, but I think I don't think it's gonna go through. Uh, but I did see something about that.
I would love I would love a show about how everything all the events leading up to like Robert's rebellion,
Yeah,
like
yeah. That would be dope.
and how that all set up. I don't know if it's this show that leads into it or if it needs its own show. Like, but that we're just they can if HBO wants to throw out the money, please do. Like I will enjoy it. We'll keep talking about it. But it'll be interesting to see as we were talking about like where they go with the show after this season, which is going to set up the future for the Targaryens that we know now because we've seen the aftermath. So that's what I'm saying. Some of you might be able to guess where it
Yeah,
went. But yeah,
yeah, we'll see. Because like you said, maybe they stretch out this season and stretch it into three. You know, instead of like doing all the impactful stuff like straight away. Like they might split it into next season, and then the outcome is next season. The whole whoever lands the throne.
yeah,
But yeah, it should be exciting watching what they do this season.
yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to. I'm sure we're gonna see some deaths. Not that I'm looking forward to death, but like it's always like an interesting thing of who they choose to pick off. Obviously, they're not choosing; they're looking at like the story, but or whatever part of the story that they have that they're using. Uh,
Yeah,
we know that we don't see a sign of at least in the not the I don't want to say the modern show, but the main show, right? We don't see a sign of the cousins, so something that lineage has to end somewhere, I guess. Right?
the cousins like the Valerians.
Yeah,
Well, the house is still alive,
yeah, but in
like the
Valyria,
Valerian house,
yeah,
but like they don't really like go into like the house and who if there is any relation like to
connection, blood,
coalesce.
actual
Yeah,
bloodline. Yeah,
yeah, like with the Targaryens and stuff. They don't really go into that like on Game of Thrones.
okay, yeah. So
But the house is still like alive. There's still a
relevant.
Valerian.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a sign for Valyria, the town, but yeah. So we don't like at least there's no presence in Westeros, basically. It's always out east. So like in the main show, I mean, like after this, they were the ones who they were
No, I mean they still hold their castle.
yeah.
Like they just don't really like mention them. Like
Oh,
they're in the Westeros world, like where Game of Thrones was taking part of. It's just they don't really like bring them up that
mhm.
much. There's no dragons. There's
And no
Targaryens. It's
power.
just yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much yeah.
Somebody's ruling it, but they're not in the family more than likely. So that's why like nobody because then that would have meant somebody else aside from uh from our girl would have taken a claim of before her. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if something happens with that with the Valerians. And if how long they last, how long their story lasts. Because obviously, like we just talked about, they're not really prevalent in the future. So like we'll see.
Yeah.
Another thing that I'm looking forward to is like how much because we know like this battle took years. You know what I mean? Did it take years?
What battle?
This one that we're about to start going into.
Well, I'm pretty sure everything happens like within like all the impactful events. I'm pretty sure just happened through like 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
so I was
like,
getting into the whole like how they do like the kids, how they're growing up, how they're gonna like, the I don't know, I guess replace them. I don't know. Like
well, yeah, once you start watching the show,
yeah,
you're gonna find out what happens to those kids.
yeah. So
So it's well, obviously, if you read the book, you already know how it turns out, but it's gonna be a lot of shocking events. You know, the Game of Thrones style. Kind of left field. Something you didn't expect, but
yeah.
it's gonna be some crazy events happening.
I still enjoy seeing them, even if I read. Like I enjoyed that about the main show was like even though I read those books, like I still enjoyed seeing how like it was like it was acted out or perceived how
Yeah.
it was supposed to look and how like whatever. So, but
Well,
yeah,
I'm actually rewatching the Game of Thrones now, and I'm on season 3.
okay.
And there's actually a mention of Rhaenyra in one of the episodes. I'm not gonna say what it was because it might spoil the ending, but once we get further into the season,
Is it
I'll bring
season
it
three
back up.
though?
Season 3, yeah.
Well, I'll look it up. I might have to start a rewatch. I've been contemplating it
But
all
yeah,
year so far.
I'll bring it back up like later on when uh
Gotcha. A
when
little
it
clue by the
happens.
Three-Eyed Raven. There you
Yeah.
go. You guys go searching for it, but you don't want to get spoiled. The Three-Eyed Raven just told you. Don't want to get spoiled. He doesn't want to spoil you. He'll bring it up when it needs to be brought up. So yeah, but yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are. Uh, like I said, tomorrow, and we'll be dropping weekly, more than likely on the same date, right before um the episode. We'll review and preview. Obviously, a little bit slightly different from what we did last season. Change some things up, but nothing crazy. We're still gonna go into all the big things. The Three-Eyed Raven's gonna hit you with the knowledge of that you might have missed because he is the Three-Eyed Raven. You might have looked past. He's gonna, lead you in the right path, like a Three-Eyed Raven does. But he's not gonna reveal like the future either. So
Yeah,
too
just
much, too much. He's
just
gonna lead you in the right direction.
just what to look out for.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so we'll
it's
get that.
gonna it's gonna be a lot of blood,
Yeah.
a lot of fire, a lot of backstabbing. Just a lot of stabbing in general.
Game of
You
Thrones
know,
style. Out of
yeah, a lot of dragon action. You know,
more than
so
before. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, definitely more than before. We're gonna see more dragons this year because
All of them out. You're gonna learn some new names.
yeah, this season is called Dance of the Dragon, so should tell you what to expect.
Yeah. This is why half of Westeros was burned down in the in the main when we got 2 years later. It's partly because of this, more than likely, but then other stuff after. But yeah. So yeah, man. Enjoy tomorrow's episode, and we'll be back to recap it and preview everything that went down. Here on the Throne Bros are back in season 2. Enjoy the ride. For our Raven, what do you got?